Leo, 5:31 PI.
Nissan Boulevard, you tune into Island Time at 5:31 p.m. bringing Pacific people together. That was Ndomo Nisavu with Vietalia Sevava here with Ina Tufinga, and now it's time for our Island Time Talanoa. We've got a very special one this morning. We're going to be speaking with the lovely Amy Maslin Miller, is our proud New Zealand-born Samoan science communicator and PhD candidate at the University of Auckland. Now, her research explores Samoan health, genetics, and the connection between culture, identity, and well-being. Now, through her platform, Samoan Sciences, she shares her journey in STEM and also passionate about inspiring Pacific communities to see themselves in science and research. Māroa lava soifua, and welcome, Amy, to our Island Time Talanoa.
Ta'alofa lava mālori soifua. Thank you so much for having me.
Māroa lava. Amy, if you can tell us a little bit about yourself, about where you're from and your family.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Auckland, New Zealand. But from birth, I was adopted into a Bālangi family. So raised as the only child by my mum, dad, and my grandmother as well. But on my Samoan side, my dad comes from Manono, and on my mum's side, she comes from the village of Sababali'i in Savai.
Ah, nice. The one thing I want to ask, Amy, now, when it comes to, us islanders and science, if there's one subject that we tend to try and, well, I tried to avoid when I was at school, was science. What was it that got you into science?
Yeah, I know what you mean by that. In science, in high school, I really enjoyed it, but I was terrible at it. My grades weren't that great. And I guess I just couldn't relate to the content that were being taught. But it was only when I went to university that I could see, as scientists, as researchers, we can use our skills to help our community. And for me, that was a light bulb moment that, oh, I can be helpful in society by doing science.
How important has your Samoan identity been in shaping the kind of scientist that you've become?
Oh, yeah, that's been my main driver. So I think as I've gone along on my identity journey as a Samoan, born and raised within a Bālangi family, I'm always trying to understand, what does Samoan mean, or what does it mean to be Samoan? And I found that through science, I was able to research taro for my master's work. And that was the first time I knew what taro was. I hadn't even eaten it before, but I thought, oh my gosh, I can learn about Samoan culture, Samoan food through science. And that has been my driving force for my PhD work, where we looked at Samoan foods within Samoan women in relation to type 2 diabetes. So all the research that I do, it always has to be for our Samoan communities.
Well, where can people access some of your research that you've done in terms of Samoan food?
So anywhere on social media platforms under Samoan Scientist. So I talk about our traditional foods, which is taro, breadfruit, banana, yam, coconut, and fish, essentially food from the land and the sea. And I'm going to be starting a podcast soon in a couple of weeks. So keep an eye out for that, where I'll talk more in depth around my PhD work.
Now, Amy, in terms of inspiring young people, what would be some of the things that you would like to say or share that can inspire young people to get more into science?
I think it's really important to try things in science. So, for instance, when I was at university, I did a lot of internships to see, okay, could I see myself working in the lab, or could I see myself working in the field on the plantations and crops, doing work around that? And then you get a better idea of like, okay, I really like this work, or no, I hate it. So I really recommend, for those who are thinking about science, reach out to scientists on social media, reach out to me and say, hey, can I follow you around for a day and see what it's like to be a scientist? And then you'll know straight away if science is for you or not.
Now, Amy, for those who may be keen to want to be scientists, what's the pathway? What are the subjects that you have to take into college and then university to pretty much go the pathway that you have?
So it's really helpful to take all the sciences, so the biology, chemistry, physics, but it's not essential to do all three. Really great to do some sort of maths as well. And I would recommend, if you have the option, doing some sort of geography, environmental paper in high school, because then it kind of broadens your area of science, as it can be quite lab-based or environmental geography-based. And then if you have another subject available, something that you enjoy, I find that in studies it's really good to have a paper that just gets you through your studies. So for me, that was music. So as I know the sciences are a lot, it's great to have that balance and to have a key range of those science papers.
Nice. Now, as we celebrate Samoan Language Week, have you seen Angana Samoa culture and science connecting?
Yeah. Well, within my work, it's really important to have our Samoan knowledge and our Samoan voices heard, as there's not a lot of work within the genetic space. And so in my recent PhD, we had over 90 Samoan women that were part of the study, talking about Samoan foods and their experiences, and putting more of a context around the importance of these foods within our culture. So for instance, the pig is a ceremonial food, and traditionally we only ate it in important times where the pig was divided into certain sections and given to certain matai, certain chiefs, depending on their hierarchy. And so having that cultural knowledge within our research is so important, and is doable as researchers, because we are putting our knowledge out there for our people, by our people. And I encourage others who are in this space that to bring your culture with you, that you too can incorporate Samoan languages, Samoan ideologies within the science, within the research.
Now, you talk about language. How can language preserve scientific and also environmental knowledge that our ancestors carried?
Language is so important as well. We have certain terms for specific foods, and how they're used in ceremonies as well. So when it comes to our language, often I have a root kind of meaning behind it. And so when we're able to go deeper and preserve that language, preserve that knowledge, it allows us, my generation, next generation, to then use those same terminologies or the meanings behind those words today.
Nice. You created the Samoan Scientists platform online. Now, what was the inspiration behind that, and what gap was that trying to fill?
I created Sāmoan Scientists 10 years ago now, and it was because I didn't see enough representation on social media. I was actually looking for Polynesian creators in science or Indigenous creators in science, and I didn't see anyone on Instagram or social media. And so I thought, oh my gosh, I need to create a platform so that I could be that person for the next generation, so they could see, okay, I can work in the lab, or I can work on taro, or I can do some genetics work, and see that it is possible for those students coming through the school system to be a scientist as well.
Amy, why does representation matter in STEM and education?
There's not many of us in this space, and it's evident in the research that comes through. My work in diabetes is, a big need for our community, and we have the highest rates of diabetes. So if we don't have people at the scientific end doing this work for our people, then it just kind of doesn't work. And so it's really important that we have our people in these scientific spaces so that we can do the work with our community and help them with these metabolic diseases like diabetes.
Yeah, nice. Finally, Amy, during Samoan Language Week, what message would you like to have to leave our young Samoans who may be curious about science, but also unsure if they belong in that world?
It's really to remember that our ancestors were scientists. They really paved the way for us in terms of their knowledge around medicinal plants, navigation, planting, harvesting, and that you too have that ability to be a scientist.
Nice. And final words, Amy, any last words and also shout out to the family and friends?
Yeah, if you want to know more about research that I'm doing, I'm also going to be sharing my PhD findings very soon. Follow Samoan Scientist on social media and keep an eye out for the Samoan Scientist podcast, where I talk more about my PhD findings as well.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you taking the time, Amy, and also your heart for our people and inspiring young ones to get into science as well. All the best with you and your journey, and also with the amazing research that you continue to help our community. Malo lava.
Malo, whakatai mo le abanoa.
There you have it, all our 531 PI listeners, the amazing Amy Maslin Miller, the scientist, a Samoan scientist. You can check her out on socials, especially on Instagram, and also the amazing work she does. Check out the full interview as well on our 531 PI Facebook. We're going to leave you with an awesome song here by a Tufu band with the Mummy Sau here on Island Time 531 PI. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You did really well. That was awesome.
Thanks. I'm going to listen back to it and think, okay, I need to do this.
What was it?
So when she's ready to do another interview about the research findings?
Yeah. When you know, after the research and all that, or, you know, building up to some more stuff that you're doing, please let us know and we'll get you back on.
Oh, awesome. That'd be great. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Just anything you have happening, just let us know. That's what we're for.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll reach
the
out.
more we get you out there, and the more our community know about it, hopefully we get some more people on board to do similar work that you're doing.
Yeah. Because, yeah, I've got all the results and everything, so I'm really excited to share that knowledge like far and wide, so that'd be great to come back.
What did you find out about the kalo?
The kalo, I kind of looked at the foods overall, the Samoan traditional foods, but we could see through our genetics, through the Samoan women that we looked at, that we could see what our ancestors were eating through our genetics. So it's really kind of like, I don't know what you call it, but kind of like spiritual in a way, that our ancestors were eating off the land and the sea, and that's really embedded in our genetics, and we've measured that and we can see that.
Yeah. But unfortunately, we can't do that here.
I know.
We were more active too back in the days.
That's the thing. I mean, the reality is people had no choice but to live off the land and the sea. They were incredibly active as well, but we can use some of that knowledge today in our lifestyle, even though it may not be the case. And even just introducing foods like taro during the week, essentially all of those foods scientifically are good for us. And for those who have high blood glucose levels, they're great for, even better for those people to help stabilize their blood glucose levels.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's another option that people can be given, because when they go to the doctors, it's like, oh, you need to eat healthy. Eat healthy sometimes means salad, like rabbit food. Our people don't have connections to that. But if they were told traditional foods, maybe, that may help some people with their eating. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's very expensive to eat the foods that we want to eat, like fish and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, well. Oh, no, I'm looking forward to finding out more about your research.
Yes.
Definitely can. Please just send us an email, whatever, if you've got stuff coming up. Even if you're doing stuff in the community, let us know. We can share it on our radio and that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, team.
Yeah.
See you. Bye. Bye.